This is the greatest Milwaukee Brewers team in franchise history. That's no joke. The Brewers 25 games over 500, 69-44 after a 7-2 victory over the Atlanta Braves last night. They go for the sweep tonight, 6:15 first pitch. Pregame coverage starts at 5:40 here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. This is the fastest the Brewers have ever reached 25 games over 500 in franchise history. They've never been better at this stage of the season than they are right now. And entering play today, the Brewers 4 games up on the Chicago Cubs for the top spot in the NL Central. That is the second largest division lead in all of Major League Baseball. Man, things change quickly in a week. Brewers-Braves tonight, 6:15 first pitch as they go for the sweep. Plenty to talk about from Packers and Badgers practice on Wilde and Tausch straight ahead.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky? It might be as almost to the point of Ruth.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Wednesday edition. The boy Jimmy Rutledge is getting a lot of national pub. I think I'm going to keep it my goal to never have a hot enough take for Evan, Canty, and Smalls to discuss me on Unsportsmanlike edition. Remember when we used to play Brewers prospect or Steinhoffel's employee or Associated Bank employee or race car driver in the NASCAR race in West Dallas? I feel like we could play that because I'm finishing up a story for channel3000.com about the Packers cornerbacks after Ballantyne, Keyshawn Nixon. Because those are the only three with Nate Hobbs sideline that I think people are going to know edition. And the live from Platteville, it's Wednesday morning edition with Tausch at Badgers football practice of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Android and Apple app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, he is the radio color analyst for Badger football. I don't know if he's at Ralph E. Davis Pioneer Stadium or some sort of practice field, but I know he's there. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. We hear pads cracking and whistles blowing. We need a horn.
We've had a few horns already. Yes, it is at Ralph E. Davis Pioneer Stadium. So practice just got started, and I'll provide a few updates as we go. But, yeah, just doing some special teams, a little punting, and just getting this thing rolling. They're about a week in out here, so this is my first look at the fall version of the Wisconsin Badgers.
Do they have a Brad Nortman quality punter currently on the 93-man roster or whatever they have working?
Well, I mean, Norty was one of the all-time greats. I'm not going to put that on any of these guys, but obviously we saw Bertram last year with that great fake punt and some of the stuff that he was able to do. So I'm not going to put anyone in the Brad Nortman category, not at least at this point.
Great call and great execution. All right, so you're going to be at practice throughout the show.
Yep.
Now, Brian Bulaga had a conflict today. He rescheduled he's going to join us tomorrow instead. We will have Homer at 10:30.
Okay.
But have you smaller story, but maybe you've been following it. Have you been following this Jim Rutledge saga?
Horn.
Oh, that's a good horn.
That's a strong horn. Very strong horn. Now with some tunes coming. Yeah, I have. And Rutledge is getting a lot of run, and it's funny because that's kind of what our job is to look at things, analyze them, and make interesting commentary. So I was laughing as you were talking, like that is your goal, is to never do that. That's Rutledge's goal, to do that on basically a daily basis, right?
Well, yes and no. As I said, I don't want to have a hot take that is being so roundly criticized that it is making the rounds. If it was really smart and everyone's talking about, boy, this Rutledge fella, what a smart guy. He's really on top of that. He's got his finger on the pulse of where Matt Lafleur and the Packers are. That'd be different. But, has he had anyone agree with him since this unfolded?
So can we, just for a reference, Jesse, can you run that audio so everybody can be recollected on what Jim said that was so controversial?
Yes. Give me just a second to get situated here. There's a lot of moving parts going on here.
While you're doing that,
I was trying to buy you time for that, Jesse, so I'm not sure why the guy at football practice called for that, but be that as it may.
Because we've been talking, you just mentioned it. I was going to have, is there a worse place to try and make a phone call than down in the Driftless area between Verona and Platteville? Because I had 2 or 3 calls I was doing on my drive down. Luckily, there was a lot of traffic, so I could do my hit with Vinny and Eric in the Madison area. Tell me there's a worse cell phone reception area than the Shale Cliffs of driving to Platteville and Dodgeville. I don't think there is. It's the worst. The absolute worst, Jerry.
You do lose everything there for a good 15, 20 minutes.
Why? All this technology and
because it's
satellites.
driftless and cell serviceless, apparently.
Well, it certainly feels that way, yeah. It sucks. I mean, that part sucks. So, did that buy you enough time, Jesse?
It did. Yeah, thank you.
All right, perfect. You're welcome.
So for context, this was said when Jim, Matt, and Molly hosted the takeover of Wilde and Tausch last Friday on the final day of Tausch's summer sabbatical. So while they were live at Camp Randall Stadium, here is what Jim Rutledge said about the Packers with Matt Lafleur and Jordan Love that's gotten so much national attention in the last 48 hours.
Here's the other facts. The Packers finished 3rd every year without Aaron Rodgers, correct? They've gotten their ass kicked by the Lions every damn year. The Lions own their ass, and they have been the last playoff team in the playoffs the 2 years with Jordan Love. So it's good, but this is not sustained success. They have leveled down since Aaron Rodgers has left. They went from NFC Championship games with Aaron Rodgers, so that's not sustaining success. They have leveled down. Now, if you want to tell me you believe in Matt Lafleur bringing them back up, fine. But we were looking at the facts. It is back-to-back third-place seasons for the Green Bay Packers in the division, continually getting their ass kicked by the Detroit Lions, and then also being the last team in the playoffs the last 2 years, and they are 1-2 in the playoffs. Those are also parts of the facts. So I'm not saying Matt Lafleur isn't a great coach. I'm not saying the Packers can't climb. I think number 10 is just fine because that allows them to continue to climb back up and prove it. But I also think it's fair to question.
That sounds like Jesse. That sounds like Jesse Nelson and Pat Murphy. Hey, I'm not saying. Here's the deal.
He said the word ass a lot.
Yeah, he likes swearing. That's provocative. I think Jim is really good at his job. I think he does a great job with Jim, Matt, and Molly. But here's the deal. You have to be factually accurate when you say that. And he's not. He says they've leveled down. Is that what he said, correct?
Yes, that's the phrase. Yes, sir.
So here's the deal, Jim. Level down from his MVP 2021. What did Aaron Rodgers and the Packers do in 2022?
They missed the playoffs.
4-8-9. So Jordan Love has not leveled down. Well, they have not leveled down. They've leveled up. Now, is it leveled up to the point of being the NFC North champs and the 1 seed? No. But they have not leveled down since. And by the way, nobody expects when you lose a Hall of Fame quarterback and replace them with a first-year starter, there is going to be some drift down. But it wasn't. And that's why everybody was so excited, because that what we all thought dip was going to happen. So Jim is actually being kind of a dip, not a level down, because they didn't level down. Now, last year you can make an argument with the expectations being higher. It was disappointing. But even then, they won 2 more games than they did the year before. So by almost every metric, Matt Lafleur with Jordan Love have been upward since Aaron Rodgers left. So that whole statement doesn't make any sense.
So, and the other part of it, and we'll get further into this as Tausch rolls on from Badgers practice at Platteville, is it Matt Lafleur leveling down? Because he's laying it at Matt LaFleur's feet. And that was the conversation I had with him yesterday. Like, I don't know. They had some of the most veteran teams during the first half of his tenure, and now it is a much younger roster every year. This is Goody's 5-year plan. And let's not lose sight of the fact that not only did they make the playoffs, I understand as the 7th seed, and unlike Tausch, I do believe that the argument to say, hey, if they don't expand the playoffs, we're sitting here looking at them going, well, these guys have missed the playoffs 3 years in a row now, and people look at that totally different. So I do think the 7 seed thing is a valid point. I do.
It is, but let's be honest about that.
I'm only bringing it up because if it didn't exist, the way we would view the Lafleur and Gutekunst tenures would be vastly different. They would not have gotten the opportunity to do what they did, beating Dallas, which is a huge win on their resume. Talk about college teams and what quality wins they have. That is a quality win against the number 2 seed on the road as the 7th seed, and they kicked, as Jim Rutledge might say, their ass. And then they had three quarters of the game in San Francisco or in Santa Clara. They were the better team than the 49ers, too. So the idea that doesn't count for anything in this leveling up, leveling down nonsense, that's one of the things I don't understand. But my point to Jim was yesterday, and we'll play my response to him because apparently we're just going to play what everybody has said to Jim, whether it's nationally or locally. But my point to him is, why is it Lafleur that he views as leveling down? Because the whole thing that prompted this conversation, Tausch, was that Bill Barnwell, or whoever did this, it was really long, so I didn't read the whole thing, ironically, had the Packers with the 10th best coaching staff in the league. And that's what set Jim off. So when I look at where they're at, I'm not sure, even if you want to be critical of where they're at going into 2025, I'm not sure that my criticism goes only to Lafleur. Does it for you?
Who else does it go to?
I think it goes to Goody.
All right, so I understand it's August and we're not into games yet, but we've had this whole off season. And was last season disappointing for a lot of Packer fans? Yeah, disappointing, 11 wins, but the fact that you didn't beat any big boy teams and you finished third in your division and you're a fingertip of Carl Brooks away from going 0-6, that was the disappointing part. What you've done in a 2-year period of time when you've replaced a Hall of Fame left tackle, a Hall of Fame wide receiver, and a Hall of Fame quarterback, it is no small task that you've replaced him with a quarterback you felt good enough with for $55 to pay him $55 million a year. I think we just need to slow our roll a little bit. And I know the expectation game in Green Bay is always high, always going to be, and that's the way it should be. The Packers have handled this transition very, very well. Now, is it as great? I think everything's sped up with the great finish to the 23 season, and you shouldn't be penalized for having that. Now, in the same respect, you have to find ways to win some of those big games last year, and if you don't match up with Philadelphia, who knows what happens in the playoffs last year. So all of these things can be true. You can have this, but the leveling up part is not true. That is just not a factual statement, and that's why I don't take a ton of other credence in it. But to sit here and say this isn't a big year and the development of where this organization is going, heck yeah, it is. You have a lot of big decisions that are coming down the pipe, and it's all going to depend on how certain players play as far as if they're going to be a part of this moving forward.
Well, I do think that there are some spots on the roster that you can say, I don't know how good I feel about them. I'm not
Jason,
saying
how do you look at this transition? It's 2 years. That's draft picks. You can grade guys much better. How would you grade the transition from Rodgers to Jordan Love, Goody and Lafleur's handling of it, and the results they've gotten from it? It's an A. It's an A. No?
I think it's hard to look at last season, and the standard argument is, well, they won 2 more games than they did the year before. I do think that the quality of those wins is open to question given what the AFC South was. And the fact that all of the NFC North teams had success against that bad division, right? The number that is hard to get past, there's 2 of them. 1-5 in your division and a Carl Brooks fingertip away from being 0-6 there. And 0-6 against the 3 teams that finished with a better record than you, the Eagles, the Lions, and the Vikings. So I can't give you an A if in year 2, coming off of a 3-game winning streak to end the regular season, a resounding, impressive dismantling of Mike McCarthy's Cowboys, and having the 49ers on the ropes, and having your defense take a huge step forward in 2024 with a new coordinator. I can't give them an A.
What are you giving them?
A B plus. Like, I can't give them an A for that.
So because they were so good late in that first season, you're going to penalize the transition. That
I don't think that's penalizing them to give them a B.
I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying you're penalizing them.
I think you are.
Because of last season. And I just think where they're at, if you would have told everybody after they traded Aaron Rodgers that they were going to be a two years in a row playoff, a quarterback that you felt great about having moving forward, and a defense that got better and created more turnovers and are positioned themselves as one of the favorites in the entire NFC, and that's disappointing. I mean, I can't agree with that at all.
I don't think saying it's a B is disappointing. I think what it is honest, though, is that if your expectations were raised, you talk about the expectation all the time, AJ Hawk, what they did to finish 2023, they lost their last 3 games last year, including at home. I understand that the Commanders were probably going to get the 6th seed anyway and everything else. but they lost at home to the Bears. They got swept by the Lions and the Vikings. I can't give anyone an A. That's like totally flunking one of your exams. And to say they still got a B, in my opinion, in the transition, I think is incredibly generous.
All right.
And by the way, we killed them in 2021 for their offense stinking up Lambeau Field when they had the most important number 1 seed in the history of the league, when the defense did its job, and they couldn't come up with one more touchdown when their offense and their special teams were terrible. That Eagles game was there for the taking, and the quarterback threw 3 picks, and they did not play well enough offensively. Now, do you want to make excuses because they lost Elton on the 4th snap and they didn't have somebody ready to fill in for him and they played Travis Glover, who got his lunch eaten? Sure. Who does that fall on that they didn't have a veteran offensive lineman that could have gotten them through that game? Like, let's not play revisionist history here. No one is saying they suck, and I don't agree with Jim Rutledge to say that they have leveled down. But let's not put lipstick on a pig on the way their season ended last year. It wasn't good enough. And you know who else doesn't think it was good enough? Goody and Lafleur, because look at the way they approached the offseason.
Listen, they approached it with, we need to get better up front, but I'm just looking at this thing big picture. Of course you want to win more. Of course you want to advance and win championships. I'm looking at this, if you would have told me in 2022, in 23, the offseason, we're trading Aaron Rodgers, we're rebuilding, reloading, and in 2 years, we were going to know for sure we have our franchise quarterback, that we would pay him, and that we were going to be in position that we have been to an NFC divisional game, we've made the playoffs, and that we are going to be one of the favorites in the NFC for the next 5 years. I would say that's pretty dang good by everybody involved. I'm not looking at this last year to there. I'm looking at this big picture transition, because that's what the crux of this conversation comes from, is have they leveled down since Aaron Rodgers? The answer is no, they haven't. Now, did they take the monster jump that we thought from 23 to 4? No. But the monster jump they took from 22 to 23 is so far above an A that I have to level it back and say that B that you're giving them is up, because they changed the whole blanking curve. The curve changed with the end of the season of 23.
Well, we can debate what's quality, what's not quality, what deserves praise, what doesn't, but we can't debate that when it comes to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They are the best.
And for long-lasting comfort and reliability, it is easy to trust Pella. Each piece is specifically constructed for your home, and it's always designed with innovation, rigorously tested for quality and performance, and built to create long-term energy savings. And there's no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, you get 0 interest for up to 60 months. And head on out. Wisconsin State Fair. Head on out to the Pella booth, where if you sign up, you can get some sweet new deals out there as well. You can get 5 years of no interest payments. Again, do that. Order by August 31st. 0 interest for 60 months. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
More with Tausch live from practice in Platteville with the Badgers. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities, plus membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
All right, I'm going to need Tausch to explain something to me. Because he's a lot smarter than me, clearly. I'm reading along in the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube comments.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How can you knock the Packers, Lance says, for a fingertip on a Carl Brooks field goal when we didn't play the starters the whole game at Lambeau against the Bears? Yeah, I don't know what Lance you're looking for here. The Bears were terrible. Okay, and you barely beat them at Soldier Field. So I'm sorry, I don't think that that's a harsh knock. I think that's just an honest knock. Somebody's going to have to explain to me what we're supposed to expect from the Packers, because lots and lots and lots of people. Derek, I think the team has done a damn good job in this rebuild. Most teams sort of fell off the face of the earth after losing a Hall of Fame quarterback. First of all, they didn't lose a Hall of Fame quarterback. He is still playing. They didn't lose him. They chose to move on from him.
Wow.
That's not the same.
But it is.
No,
He's
it's
not here anymore. He's not here. So, Jason, here's the disconnect that I'm having with you. And I'm not screaming at you, and I'm not getting mad at you. But we're not talking. We're not.
One more first.
Okay.
Derek, I mean, our quarterback just wrote a whole entire article saying he wants to separate himself from the other people that played for the Packers. He doesn't want to compare the two. So let's give him a chance to show us. You don't think that someone who says he wants to separate himself from Favre and Rodgers should then be held to the standard of playing at an elite level? He's saying so himself. I just don't understand. What do fans want to expect from this team? Do we want
Jason,
to coddle our expectations of them or not?
Okay, if I may, you're conflating two different scenarios here. And
don't tell me what I'm doing.
No, but you are. So you can tell me why I'm right or why I'm wrong. Nobody is saying we're not having a conversation about whether we're coddling expectations or we're saying this team should be content with where they're at. That is not the conversation. That's not where this show started, and that's not what the conversation topic was. The topic was, have we leveled down since Rodgers left? And the answer is no. We haven't.
Right,
so,
which we agree on. The discussion changed then. And I'm reading the stuff in the YouTube comments. I'm not responding to you.
Well, maybe I missed where the conversation changed because you're sitting here saying you can't give an A. For what was asked and how big of a void, whether you lost him or you put him in the lost and found yourself, he is no longer here. There is the whole thing was new and rebuilt, whether you want to say rebuild or not. And I think Goody and Lafleur have handled it very, very well. Is it perfect? I would say last year was. This year, the way 2 seasons
perfect.
2 seasons ago, you couldn't ask for a better way to handle it. You couldn't. Other than trading Rodgers for 2-3 first-round picks, like I said, the way that season went, even with a tough loss to the Niners, you could have. That was such a overcorrection on any expectation any of us had. Now, last year, there's arguments to be made, but all in all, from a 2-year window, which is what Jim mentioned, and which is where my head is at. This transition has been really, really strong. It is an A in my book, not an A+. It is an A. And now you have to start cashing in on this because all of that is great and cute, but there is no coddling of expectations. There's nobody here that's saying if the Packers miss the playoffs, oh, shucks, it's okay. Or if they get knocked out again in the first round, nobody is saying that. All I'm saying is I'm going from the level up, level down, Lafleur, Goody. And when you said Goody, they maybe didn't do as good a job. I just fundamentally disagree in the fact that they've done a really good job of rebuilding from the point that they were at where they lost to the Detroit Lions on that Sunday night to finish their season to where they're at now. I think it's been pretty doggone good.
Just, if I may, when do you criticize Brian Gutekunst?
Oh, I criticized him with the Jimmy Graham move. I criticized him last year a bunch about where the O-line was and the fact that they didn't have enough people in place to handle Elton Jenkins being lost. I am not very pleased with how he's handled the Elton Jenkins contract scenario. I could go back and say there's a bunch of stuff. I didn't think he handled the Devontae Adams situation very good. So, I don't know, 4 or 5 things there.
So if
you want more? I can give you more.
I would. Yeah, give me more. Let me hear some more.
Well, he drafted Josh Myers over Creed Humphrey. That was a mistake. There's all kinds of mistakes.
So if you're giving them an A, and they got it handed to them by the Eagles because they lost Elton Jenkins, and you yourself said you criticized him for that.
Yeah.
Is that not a major factor in why they did not win yet last year in Philadelphia? Yes or no?
It was a huge factor. I've said that, and that's why they course corrected. And one of the reasons I like.
So does he not? You said you criticized him for that. Is that not a piece of a whole? At no point did I say that he's done a terrible job. But is that not one example of an area where he didn't do a good enough job having options? And isn't cornerback, as we stand here today, with the likes of Kalen King, Jonathan Baldwin, Isaiah Dunn, Kamal Haddon, Tyron Herring, and a guy named Garnett Hollis Jr., all of the guys on the cornerback depth chart?
Okay,
is that not reasonable to question that?
Jason, I just want to make sure we're on the same page here because I'm getting frustrated and I don't want to get mad because I'm down here in Platteville. It's a nice overcast day. It's not hot. We are over the conversation now with Rutledge. We're not doing that. This is now this season. Just so we're on the same page because these are two different conversations.
Yeah, I stopped talking about Rutledge as soon as I said that it's not all Matt Lafleur's fault that they haven't leveled up to the degree that apparently Jim Rutledge thought they should have.
And I disagree. And so you agree with Rutledge that they haven't leveled up?
No.
Or you haven't?
No.
Okay. All right, I'm done with the leveling up because I'm getting frustrated. What I will say this, you want to get back to criticisms of Goody. The kicking situation was mauled. And I was but what has been really fascinating about Goody and why I'm such a Goody stan is because he doesn't allow you to make these mistakes. He doesn't sit on them. He has a backup quarterback scenario last year. He knew it wasn't going to be good enough, so he went and traded and got Malik Willis. He knew the kicking situation wasn't good enough, so what did he do? He went and got a new kicker. That kicker wasn't good enough. What did he do? Hey, we got to take a flyer on McManus.
But he's the one. Look, apparently we have a different definition of what an A grade is. Because if you're the one who fails a test and then do better on the next test, you still have to count the mistakes you made. Braden Narveson was a mistake. If you win, don't do that. If you win one or two of those games,
glad I'm not on video today. I can tell you that. So the leveling up conversation's over. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about now. That's different. That is a different scenario than where they were at when they let Rodgers walk out the door to now. That's the A grade. I didn't give him an A grade for last year. No, I didn't. That's the difference, and that's where we're having a disconnect. If you give them an A grade
for the transition over the last 2 years, I don't think Goody has done good enough work to be meriting an A grade. And I said it was a B, which is still leveling up from what happened at the end of the Rodgers tenure. But I do think that there are pieces of his resume that merit criticism. And so if you're going to give him an A for this transition, those things need to be pointed out. And last year, they did not turn in A work. They didn't, especially on the hardest tests of last year. And so if the big overarching grade is an A, those other parts of it don't match up with that grade. And that was what I was disagreeing you with on. Okay?
Okay. All right.
None of us disagree on how great it is to have Tito's Vodka as one of our partners.
Hey, you know me, I love three things, and I'm down here on one of them. Football, I'm not having a Tito's yet, but maybe tonight, fire up the grill and a solid cocktail. And when it's time to kick back, whether you're tailgating before a practice, watching from the couch, or grilling out with your boys, Tito's Handmade Vodka is my go-to. Made in Austin, Texas, the first legal distillery in the state. Tito's is 6 times distilled for a clean and smooth finish, and it's naturally gluten-free. You know what I love about Tito's, too, besides its great taste? It gives back in a big way, partnering with nonprofits and doing a lot of good in a lot of communities across the country, especially for those beautiful little cute 4-legged friends. So next time you're raising a glass, make it with Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled by 5th generation in Austin, Texas.
More with Tausch at Badgers practice. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, training camp practices and preseason games are great opportunities for the guys up in Green Bay to make sure they're fully ready for their regular season performances. Well, if they didn't work on things before the games count, there could be some big mistakes that happen in the regular season. Well, the same goes for car maintenance. Get your vehicle checked before you go on a long road trip or an issue comes up during an important, busy time in your life. There is no better vehicle service team than the team I trust over at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, change the oil, make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you can focus on the fun of getting from place to place for whatever your next adventure holds. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Fix any issues before it counts. When it comes to your vehicle, take my word for it and trust the fantastic team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. The name you can trust.
Talk Badger sports year-round with the Jump Around podcast.
Well, obviously, everybody knows about Billy Edwards, right? Quarterback. He's going to make or break the season for the most part. But the guy I think might be the best player is Charles Perkins, the defensive lineman. Came over from UT Martin, and spring ball, you just feel him on the defensive front. He's a mean, nasty, physical kid.
The Jump Around, brought to you by Steinhoffels. Streaming live every Thursday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and available wherever you get your podcasts.
Baseball is back. Brian Bulaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Electric bills are out of control, but with federal incentives, you can go solar with 0 upfront cost and start saving hundreds a month. Badgerland Exteriors and Solar is a local and family-owned company, and they make the switch to solar simple. No pressure, no hassle, just honest.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals help fuel my love for acting. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Atlanta Braves.
And Terang, a high fly ball, right field, back to the track. It is gone! Bryce Terang, a 2-run blast.
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN.
Dancing on the edge, about to take it too far. Messing with my head, how I mess with your heart. If you wake up in your bed, alone in the dark, I'm sorry. Gotta leave before you love me. Leave before you love me. Leave before you love me. Leave before you love me.
Normally, this is when our good friend Brian Bulaga would join us. I had a lovely conversation in the locker room yesterday with Zach Tom about the 2 right tackles that I spend a lot of time on the air with and their feelings for him. We'll get to that a little bit later, but now we're going to play a special edition of Did You Hear This with Brian Bulaga from other outlets.
Consider it the radio version of a conversation at the water cooler. It's time for Did You Hear This on Wilde and Tausch.
So, Jesse, these are highlights from the 2 shows that he hosted when the summer sabbatical was in full swing.
So I have one from the first show he did, one from the second show he did, and then one from the Homer Hour that I found to be compelling from last week as well. So I wanted Tausch to get caught up on everything Blue had to say. By the way, Brian is scheduled to appear at 9:30 tomorrow morning. We did work that out, so I just had a little conflict today. So he's scheduled to appear at the same time tomorrow. Here is what he said on the Homer Hour. We'll start with this one first.
I just don't know, because I got asked, when you put an emphasis on these things during preseason and camp, does it normally pay off in the regular season? And it does in a way that guys are conscious about it, they're thinking about it, but it always doesn't go that way, right? It's not always gonna, just because guys are punching at the ball and they're trying to swat at the ball when they're trying to get a sack, meaning that those things are gonna happen. It's just it's something that the guys are conscious of now, but if they're able to get a couple more throughout the season, it pays big dividends. Not league leading or record setting more, but just 3 or 4 more, that's a big deal.
That's in reference to the Ball King, which we discussed while Tausch was gone, and the emphasis on attacking the football on defense. Tausch, you hear Bulaga's commentary there on attacking the football and the emphasis on it. How much does it translate, or has it translated in your career, for what's emphasized in the preseason and training camp to what actually happens then over the course of a season?
Well, I think everybody always is going to emphasize creating turnovers and ball security. That drill, we started doing that to start practice. But I think there's a lot. There was a year, I think we struggled with some short yardage the year before, and we emphasized, we did before every 9-on-7, we would do a 3rd and 1, and we would line up and we would go, and we got a lot better in that next season. I do think the issue is everybody wants the same things on a football team, right? You want to create turnovers and you want to secure the football. But I do think there is a value in, hey, we want to get a lot better at the screen game. Let's emphasize it, because I think players and coaches, you have a certain bandwidth that you can go with. And if you're putting a lot of resources into that, you want to see results. So I think when you focus on a certain thing, if it's red zone, if it's goal line, in my history as a player, I think we've gotten a lot of bang for our buck by really emphasizing a certain area, hammering it, practicing it, talking about it, and then hopefully seeing those results. There's a lot of times I felt like we did have success with that.
As you well know, Jesse, I love the Ball King story. I love the phrase, you get what you emphasize, you also get what you tolerate. So I think this is going to work out great, and I can't wait to see them get to the magic number of 43, which apparently is the modern NFL record for most fumbles forced, not fumbles actually recovered, but fumbles forced is 42. They're shooting for 43 to break the record. What's next?
Did you hear this?
Next up, we have Brian Bulaga from his second appearance with us, talking about Packers physicality. And for those watching on the video stream, there's a video component with this one, too. Enjoy.
It's not that anyone's advocating for not being physical. I continue to say there's a difference between physical and a difference between kind of being out of control and doing things that are uncharacteristic, right? There's a difference between those of what's tough and what's this and that. You can be what you want as a football team and be hard-nosed and tough and build those traits by not doing things that put guys in compromised positions.
That's on physicality, Tausch, with the emphasis on Nate Hobbs and all the physicality we've seen at Packers practice, especially in those first 7 or 8 days. Is that a message you've heard before in your playing days?
There's no doubt. It's very similar to, the turnover talk. Every team wants to be physical. You have to practice what you preach. And that was part of the discussion we had yesterday was, how willing are you to put guys really at risk when you're talking about practice and when you're talking about preseason games? Because you can sit here and say, man, we are going to, like Dan Campbell said, or like any of these coaches that really have emphasized the physicality, you're going to drag people out into the water and all that imagery. You got to practice it. You got to do it. And if you're willing to do that, the big way that I believe physicality is shown is up front with both O-line, and that starts with stopping the run and being able to run the football when people know you're going to run it. You can do that. All of the other stuff, physicality in the secondary and everything else, that's more about just getting guys down on the ground. The days of Chuck Cecil splitting his nose open and burying tight ends and wideouts over the middle, those days are gone. So it's about being physical, being strong, and being super efficient. That's more what you're looking for, and that all comes from the boys up front.
First of all, I find it ironic that the guy that had brought the attitude and maybe gone over the line in Nate Hobbs was part of a collision that resulted in a meniscus tear that has him now unavailable. And if the hope is not a strategy, nor is it a prognosis. If the hope is that he'll be ready for the opener, great, if that happens. Otherwise, if he's not ready for week 1 against the Lions, it will ensure that Nate Hobbs has never played a full 17-game schedule. Now, that doesn't make him a bad signing by Goody. They wanted to be more physical. He is one of the people they signed for that express purpose. But physicality doesn't do you a whole lot of good. And by the way, that is a word. I see there's some debate. I didn't think it was a word either, but then I looked it up, and at some point it became a word. I just don't know if that position, if that's one of your guys that are physical. We've seen other corners who are not afraid to be physical. Unfortunately, they a lot of times are having to be physical with guys that are much bigger than them, like Najee Harris coming through a hole in the line of scrimmage, running over Jair Alexander, busting up his shoulder, and him not being physical anymore after that. He was, for all the criticism Jair Alexander has endured, he was as physical as any undersized corner ever when he got here in 2018. And then he couldn't play that way anymore. So I am very eager to see how physicality actually manifests itself this year.
Did you hear this?
Last up here, Tausch, we have not gotten your thoughts yet on the Packers throwback uniforms that they unveiled while you were gone. Here was Brian Bulaga's initial reaction to the 1923 throwback uniforms.
The helmet is, I'm just going to be totally honest. I like to be honest on here, and people
we like it too.
The helmet is brutal. The helmet's brutal. I can't. I don't like the helmet. I don't like the printed on. I don't like that. It just looks brutal to me. I'm not a fan of it. It's just, I'm not feeling it. I wouldn't like it. I don't like it. I'm not even wearing it. And that's just me.
I laughed that time both live and on recording.
I don't know if he made himself clear on it, Tausch. What do you make of the 1923 throwbacks with the fake leather helmets that the Packers will don this season?
I mean, Brian and I agree on a lot of stuff. I disagree. It's an old school throwback. It's not supposed to look all sleek and sexy. That's the new era helmet. So we're obviously not going to let them go out and play in leather helmets. Although some people said back in the day that might help encourage less headhunting. I like it. I think it's got that. I want to say Michigan played Illinois last year in a college football game with those old throwback leather helmets. I liked them then. I like simplicity in life. How can you get what you're looking for in a clean, simple way? This helmet does that. So I disagree. I love it. I'm glad they're wearing it. I can't wait to see it. What game are they wearing that in? I might come up just to watch that helmet.
Has not yet been announced.
TBD.
Yeah, I as I said at the time with Brian, who was an outstanding Cousin Sub of the Day, Cousin Subs, we believe him better. I can't believe how strongly he felt about it, and so negatively. They're hand painted.
Yeah,
like they're real. They look like leather helmets, and yet they are real NFL helmets with my only question I have now is, have they made a Guardian cap with that same design so Romeo Doubs can wear that in a game? Because the Guardian caps now have logos and they're just gigantic on the guy's head. But Romeo's going to wear his all season. So do they have one for him, or is he going to be running around out there with a traditional colored helmet to be able to play in that game? I don't know about that, but I love the helmets and I like the uniforms. I won't be purchasing any of them at the pro shop because I'm not a fan, but they do look good. You know what else looks good? Your business if you enlist Lakeland Supply to give you a hand with it. Core values are an important piece to any successful business, and Lakeland Supply is no different. They have been displaying their core values in the industrial supply space for over 40 years. Integrity, excellence, stewardship, partnership, and faith. They're ISO certified, a Future 50 winner, top rated in customer satisfaction, and they believe in giving back to the community. Lakeland isn't one of those catalog companies either. They work to be your packaging and supply expert, building plans you want. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. So set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. More with Tausch live from Badgers practice. We'll see if he can give us some play-by-play or some updates on what's happening with the Cardinal and White next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Brian Bulaga on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Surfside. Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka. It's light, refreshing, and has zero bubbles. It's perfect for a day on the golf course or a day at American Family Field. Cheers to Surfside.
Mark Tauscher here, and I am so excited to tell you about what I've cooked up with the team at Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a long time about how much I love Pizza Hut. Not only now, but also going back to when I was a kid. Well, Pizza Hut's taking us back to those childhood memories with a special Throwback Thursday event in Platteville. From 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Thursday, August 7th, enjoy special throwback prices at Pizza Hut in Platteville. A medium one-topping pizza for just $6.50. 8 boneless wings, just 65 cents a piece. Breadsticks and cinnamon sticks, just $1.34. Fountain drinks, just 77 cents each. And a large one-topping stuffed crust pizza for just $11. I'll be hanging out with some special guests from noon to 2 after the Wisconsin football practice. So stop by, enjoy discounted throwback prices, and enter for a chance to win a signed jersey or pizza for a year. Throwback Thursday at Pizza Hut. Thursday, August 7th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. exclusively at Pizza Hut in Platteville. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Making his rounds. New OC Jeff Grimes impacting Wisconsin's offensive unit before kickoff. A hands-on tactic, keeping tabs with each position group in every single room. Offensive lineman Riley Molman taking notice and recognizing the difference it's made.
Coach Grimes has been awesome. I mean, it's really that he's not like with a specific position. He's really free to help coach every position. So you're kind of hearing a little bit from him in like the O-line room. Then he goes to the tight ends, QBs, and he's really sharing his knowledge and sharing the love around kind of the whole offense, which I think helps make it a more cohesive group.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. In fact, we are Wisconsin's only Pella Platinum Premier Certified contractor, and we've won Pella's prestigious National Contractor of the Year award 5 times. It's easy to get started. The process starts with homeowners meeting us at Siding Unlimited's amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
It's a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day. So let it get away on the road. But you got no destination in the mind. In the maze of her imagination.
Matt Lafleur is at the podium, or was at the podium anyway, saying that Javon Bullard has had an outstanding camp.
Oh, really?
One of the highlights.
So Jason, the social media folks have been saying he's been getting torched. From social media, that's what I've been hearing.
Matt Schneidman quoting Lafleur, I know you guys probably look at one-on-one reps when he gets beat, but that's not what we're looking at. I was not there. I don't know if the follow-up was, well, what are you looking at? But we'll find out when I get the transcript. Also, I did mention this earlier in camp, and it happened again yesterday, from what I was told, because I was resting my turf toe. Mecole Hardman had another touchdown. There's a guy that's a signing that could turn out to be one of Goody's smart veteran signings that he doesn't do very often. But for a very low price, you get him and Isaiah Simmons, and those two guys contribute to your team and help you be a contender for the NFC Championship. You get an A from me for that.
Have we been hearing much about Isaiah Simmons?
He ran with the ones yesterday again.
All right.
Speaking of who's running with the ones, give us an update on practice thus far.
Well, the defense, I felt like the defense in the initial, what you would call 9-on-7, had a better morning than the offense. But this is, again, a couple of years ago, I got all excited. Oh, my God, these defensive ends, these outside linebackers, it looks different. All I'm going to say, and I said this over the spring too, is the bodies on the defensive line. There's more of a mix, but there are some big, wide, tall, thick SOBs on that group. And that was something, obviously, everybody that watched and commentated saw at the end of the year. That group was beaten down. There's a lot of reinforcements and a lot of different body types, and they're big. Hopefully that translates into much better run defense than what we saw last year.
Tausch, I assume that when you weren't getting good reception on your drive, you at least stopped at some point and got a coffee at a Quick Trip.
Well, actually, today I was late because of the bad traffic on the Beltline, but you can be for certain I will make a stop to Quick Trip. And are you ready to climb to the top this summer? Gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb, where every sip gets you closer to the summit. Now through August 17th, play every day for free. Hold on! In the Quick Rewards app and score bonus plays with every eligible item that you grab. Grab an ice cold Pepsi, a bowl of Mountain Dew, hydrating Gatorade. They're actually going to take a little hydrating break right now. Propel, sparkling bubbler, smooth, Starbucks, refreshing Pure Leaf, or the high voltage taste of Rockstar. Pair any of those with hot food, and you can earn 2 bonus plays. Each week, the cash prize climbs by $5,000, stacking higher until somebody wins that ultimate prize of $250,000. That is cash money. Open your Quick Rewards app. Start climbing. The view from the top is worth every play. Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Your summer, your climb, your win. No purchase necessary. See rules at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Bulaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers have never been this good at this point in the season in franchise history. That's not an exaggeration. The Brewers won again last night, 7-2 over the Atlanta Braves. They go for the sweep tonight and a perfect 6-0 road trip if they can get it done. Here on August 6th, the Brewers, 25 games over 500 at 69-44, the fastest team in Brewers franchise history to ever get to 25 games over 500. They have never been this good at this point in the season. Brewers Braves tonight, 6:15 first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts at 5:40 following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Jose Quintana gets the start on the mound for Milwaukee, trying to complete the perfect road trip. Football, a couple of training camp practices going on this morning. The Packers up in Green Bay and Tausch in Platteville at Badgers football practice. Wilde and Tausch continues now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
So, Matt Lafleur spoke yesterday. It's the 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, by the way. Spoke yesterday about Quay Walker, who took part in 11-on-11 drill work yesterday for the first time in camp as he works his way back from an ankle injury that's been problematic for him, and he had surgery during OTAs. Sure, Doc McKenzie did a great job. But he called Quay Walker... Well, let's hear what he called Quay Walker, because there are fans that do not think Quay Walker is any good. They may be right, But Matt Lafleur disagrees. Here's Matt Lafleur.
He is the quarterback of the defense, so anytime you're missing that piece, that's a big piece. Not that we don't feel like we have other guys capable of doing that. We certainly feel good about that, and I think those guys have done a nice job, but we know what type of player Quay is and the level that he can play at, and I thought there was a stretch last season where he was playing some really good football. He was getting more comfortable within our scheme, what we were asking him to do, and he was playing at a high level. So it's been a while since he's played football, so he needs to get back ingrained into that. And obviously, the more reps he gets, the more comfortable I think he'll feel and the better he'll play.
I couldn't agree more with Matt Lafleur about the idea that Quay Walker, there was a stretch where it looked like he was playing really good football. Then he hurt his ankle in Seattle, and I don't know what he's going to do this season. But there were encouraging signs for what I thought was really the first time. Like, there's a lot of times where you were wondering what he was doing, and the criticism he received was fair. My question would be, Tausch, what's realistic to expect from him in what is now a contract year since he did not get the fifth-year option?
Is there any player that has more to prove this season than Quay Walker?
Trying to think of wide receivers that are, or offensive linemen that are in last year's of their contracts. Romeo Dobbs has a lot to prove, doesn't he?
Yes and
Rasheed
no.
Walker has a lot to prove.
Yeah. It ain't gonna matter with Sheed, I don't think. But yeah, I look at Quay and his time here. He's obviously a first-round pick, and I think he has been good, not great. He's been inconsistent. And the unfortunate part, you mentioned his ankle injury last year against Seattle. You started feeling, and just listening to, you can kind of hear and read how coaches talk about people. They can say things that are nondescript, or they can be very praiseworthy. He was starting to get that, like, it's all starting to make sense. It's coming around for him. And then, you have a little bit of a setback. And then this offseason, obviously, they don't pick up the option. And I think they want him back, but they want to see more from him. And
Yeah, looks like we might have lost Tausch. We'll reestablish with him in a minute here.
Well, while we work to reconnect with old boy, I would say this. I was very encouraged, and I like Quay. I like what he is capable of physically. I like the fact that he's in a system now that plays to his strength, which he will tell you is, I don't want to spend so much time thinking and diagnosing. I want to react and play fast. That is not when he's at his best, is when he's having to do a lot of thinking, and that's what he had to do in Joe Barry's scheme. He does not have to do that in Jeff Hafley's scheme. I like how much ownership he takes. I like the fact that he is extremely hard on himself. I like everything about him, and I really liked that 3-game stretch he had before he got hurt in Seattle. I thought it was extremely encouraging. But Tausch is right. He's got a heck of a lot to prove, whether it's to the Packers to give him an extension or to somebody else so they pay him when he hits the free agent market in March. But he has a lot of great qualities as a player, and I think he got a bad rep for, and as well he should. I'm not excusing his behavior in any way. He got a bad rep for getting ejected from 2 games, pushing a inactive tight end on the sideline against the Bills, and the team doctor for, was it Detroit that he got kicked out of? You can't do that, obviously, and he did that as a rookie. But the fact of the matter is that he has improved significantly, and if he is healthy, which he's on the road to being, he could have a really good year for them. And if he has a really good year for them, that elevates that defense even further. Jesse, have we reconnected with the big fella?
We just got him back. Nice timing. Old T's here. Where'd you go?
Yeah. Well, I was still sitting here. I don't
Step
know
on your cord again?
No, I must have hit the driftless sandstone. I don't know how much of the end of that conversation you got, but it was basically I don't know how you want to divvy up that role of Edgerrin Cooper to Quay Walker, but Edgerrin Cooper is primed to be that hunter guy, the Derek Brooks, if you want to start looking back at some of these great defenses that people have had, and if that's what you're hoping for from this defense, is Quay Walker going to be more of that tackle collector, or are they going to let both guys go hunt and mix and match? I think a lot of that has to do with, do you believe that Quay can be that? Because would anybody here say Quay Walker has been a difference maker as a linebacker in his first 3 years here in Green Bay?
No.
And after 3 years, not to say you can't get better. And I think he's more comfortable with Jeff Hafley's system. But you find your role, and then you play to that role to the highest of your abilities. That's what being a teammate is. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make a pick against the Bears and you can't make some plays. But it just feels like to me in the conversations that you hear from the different coaches and players is they feel like Edgerrin Cooper is primed to be that guy, that difference maker. And you don't need to have 7 difference-making linebackers. You need to have a steady guy that's going to make and compile a ton of tackles, and then you get a dog. And I think Edgerrin Cooper is going to be the dog, and I think Quay Walker is going to be the steady, kind of collector guy. And maybe I'll be wrong, but I think that's what the plan moving forward, if those two are going to be indeed, a big part of your inside linebacking group.
When those guys have been, when you talk about dynamic duo guys like your guy Freddie Varner and Dre Greenlaw were, I think Dre Greenlaw's now with the Broncos. The two guys that were in Tampa, the 49ers version, the previous version that they had, where they had two really dynamic linebackers. Was it Willis
Bowman and Willis?
Navarro Bowman, yeah.
Yep.
You want Quay to be more than a tackle collector, though, right?
I mean, obviously you want to have dogs all over the place, but you want to have what is your defense asking for? Is it asking for you give Edgerrin maybe a little more leeway to go make plays? Just like if you have a stud pass rusher, you let that stud pass rusher freelance a little bit more. And when you do that, that means somebody else has to not be as freelancy, because you have to balance it all out. You can't have 11 freelancers out there. You're going to make some great plays, but you're going to get gashed. That's the balance and trying to figure out. And Jeff Hafley has to, A, believe that Quay Walker can be that guy, but then B, also, is he going to do it on a consistent enough basis to make it, I guess, worthwhile to allow that to happen? I think Quay Walker is who he is. I think he's an athletic, long, good linebacker that can collect a lot of tackles. I don't know what we've seen in 3 years to make you think that he is going to be a dynamic playmaking linebacker. And maybe I'll be wrong. I hope I am, but we have not seen that up in his first 3 years here in Green Bay.
Yeah, I would defend him in so much as the first 2 years he was in Joe Barry's system, and it was a programmatic non-fit. It just was not good for him. And he was immature. He got himself kicked out of games. He deserves tons of criticism, not just excuses that the scheme was a bad fit. He had 9 tackles for loss last year. He had 2.5 sacks. He forced a couple fumbles. He was much better in their system. And I think there's a chance that he's better than we think he is, and he can be one of those rare players because of circumstances who gets into his 4th year, which usually you kind of are who you are by then, and turns out to be better than what we think he is. Or maybe he'll be right, and he just is what he is, which is...
I think he is a solid, really good NFL player. Just like I thought A.J. Hawk was a solid, really good player. Do I think he's Brian Urlacher? No, I don't.
In any way, are we crowning Edgerrin Cooper in the same premature manner that we crowned Jordan Love because of his second half of 2023.
Big play by Eugene Hilton Jr. down the sideline. That was a big, beautiful play. Yeah, I think that's fair. But I'll say this. I think Edgerrin Cooper was the top-ranked player at his position in the draft process. He fell to 45. Green Bay snapped him up in a great spot for him. It just feels – you watch him play, and last year they obviously didn't trust him to line up right and to do all the right things early in the season, and they didn't play him. But even when he was playing sparingly, good things happened. And so I get it. I think you're going to probably say, well, Jordan Love, we crowned early. I don't envision – I think Edgerrin Cooper, what is going to be a good season for the expectations you have for him? Pro Bowl?
I mean, I'm not sure the Pro Bowl is I don't know where his reputation is at in terms of being able to get him to be recognized. Again, as a rookie last year, he had 77 tackles. He had 13 tackles for loss. He had 3.5 sacks. He had 1 interception. He forced 1 fumble, and he recovered 2 fumbles. Those are really, really good numbers. Now,
yes.
Here's the thing, and this is straight from the Packers media guide on him. Dating back to 2000, Cooper became the first NFL rookie to hit those marks in a season and became only the second linebacker to hit those marks in a season since 2000, joining A.J. Hawk in 2013. Interesting that there's a lot of people that don't think A.J. Hawk was any good. And in that season that we're talking about, those are the numbers that Edgerrin Cooper put up. And Edgerrin Cooper is star-spangled awesome with those numbers, and A.J. Hawk is mid.
Well, that was AJ's, 7th year?
It is, yes. Mm-hmm. And it was an outlier for him statistically.
And Edgerrin Cooper didn't play. I don't know what his playing percentage was, but he obviously didn't play a ton in the beginning of the season. So there's a 17th game. There's all these other variables, but perspective is a hell of a deal. And I think the perspective is Edgerrin Cooper's more athletic. He flies around a little bit more, and his potential to be that playmaking linebacker that we've yearned for in a big way. And we're hoping that he takes that next step. And I believe if he stays healthy that he will. What that looks like, I mean, is he going to be in that category of the greats? We got a long way to go before we're going to crown him into that category.
Edgerrin Cooper played 45% of the Packers' defensive snaps last year.
What do you think he'll play this year? 80?
80 at minimum.
They ain't going to pull him off. He'll be a third down guy. He'll be everywhere if it goes according to plan, right? So they're going to pull him off the field with, when do they pull him off the field?
I'm not sure if he needs a series off for a blow, maybe. But if you look at where Quay Walker's numbers were before he missed 3 games, Quay Walker finished the season with 68.6% of the defensive snaps, but he missed 1 game with a concussion and 3 with his ankle. You take out 4 games, I'm guessing he was near 90% for the games he actually played in.
Yeah.
So
I
would think that those 2 guys, that when they're in base, they'll be on the field. When they're in nickel, they'll be on the field. I would anticipate that. In fact, I got these numbers now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the games that he played in, Quay Walker played every single snap.
Yeah.
In another, he played 99% of the snaps, and in one other, he played 88% of the snaps. The other games, he left with an ankle injury, he left with a concussion, and he missed 3 games completely with an ankle injury. So they will have the one wild card is we keep being told that Isaiah Simmons is going to have a role on defense. I don't know what it is yet. But yesterday, when they were in the base, it was Cooper, Quay Walker, and Isaiah Simmons. That's a pretty interesting trio, if you ask me.
A lot of athletes.
Yes, very athletic group. What is also interesting is that from the very beginning, our friends at American Family Insurance have been there for us. I saw the AmFam team at practice the other day as well. They were up there hanging out for practice.
That had to be a couple weeks ago then, right? With that turf toe.
It was last week.
Corner week. Make game day a dream for the whole family at Parking Lot Patio during Kids Day. Before first pitch, head over to the Clock Tower entrance outside American Family Field and let the fun begin. Free face painting and temporary tattoos, photo ops, yard games, free giveaways, and live music from local DJs. It is the perfect pregame stop for families. Come early, have fun, and make it a day to remember. And it's all thanks to American Family Insurance.
Sorry, I thought there was
that was a unique
tone of voice there. Sounded like there was more coming.
Read with, yeah.
That was what?
That was a unique cadence that you concluded that with.
Well, I was going to say dream fearlessly, insure carefully, and then I thought, oh, Jason's breathing heavy. Maybe I'll just let him take it over. And so dream fearlessly, insure carefully. There you go.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The sound of summer is on ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
Mizorowski deals. Struck him out. A heater at 101.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Back and watching it sail. It's a grand slam.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by Starion Bank and Sinden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck & Honey's. This summer, soak up the sun and savor the flavor at Buck & Honey's. Their spacious patios are the ideal spot to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, in an unbeatable atmosphere. Perfect for a casual lunch or a night out with friends. Plus, with fresh seasonal dishes and exceptional service, they're here to make every visit special. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Wanakee, or Mount Horeb. Celebrate summer the right way, on the patio with great company. I'll see you at Buck & Honey's.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
We'll talk to Uncle Homer in a moment. But we have reached the point in the program where we need to talk about the best team in baseball. And no need to bring up certain things that were said on certain people's birthdays.
Oh. Woo! Whoa. What happened?
Woo. Well, Dylan Jones I got to say who he buried, but he caught a little flat pass and just trucked. Pads down and just trucked out some big oohs and ahs. Ran right over a young fella. Good stuff. All right, continue.
Is it good stuff for the guy that got run over?
No, I would think not. I think they let him stiff arm out here. I'm not sure about up by you.
So they're full contact, Tausch?
No, it's not like tackle to the ground. At least not that I've seen so far. But bring your feet. Bring your feet. Well, Dylan Jones brought his feet. Let me just put it to you that way.
And the rest of him apparently as well.
The DB did not. No.
The Brewers are now an incredible 44-16 in their last 60 games.
Wow.
They've won 5 in a row. Only 6 more before Alex Strofe can put the whammy on them again and prevent free hamburgers. It is the best 60-game stretch in team history. Again, I don't know how that relates to some of the things that we've discussed on the program timing-wise, Jesse. But
directly, actually.
Does it really start right then?
It might be. Some metrics are the week after certain things were said at Pablo's birthday bash. Other metrics take that week into consideration, but it does go back right up to that point.
That is that not incredible to you?
A birthday bash that will live in infamy. Yes.
You know what's incredible to me is that we have Pablo as our social media king down in Madison, and Jesse loves publicity. Don't you think it would be a fun little thing to put that out and then do like one of, and again, I am not a social media expert by any stretch, but then how has it gone since, and showcase that it's the best record in club history since Jesse Nelson wanted to fire Pat Murphy.
We have a new stat that's my new favorite to share for how this is going. Not only the updated numbers on how they've played since May 24th or Memorial Day, whatever metric you want to look at there. The Brewers entering play today are 69-44, 25 games over 500. This is the fastest in franchise history the team has ever gotten to 25 games over 500. So we can officially say now, in a season which I questioned when we should start to have a conversation about the manager's job status, they have never in the history of the team been this good at this point.
Jason, that's the worst take in the history of the show, right?
Yeah. And not only that, like, as much as we criticized people for calling out Dunzo out of his clown car for that athletics series that they were swept
we were right in the end.
In fairness, they didn't win a playoff game. So, but continue, yeah.
In as much attention as that got, this is not even in the same galaxy.
No.
Yeah,
it's amazing because the amount of excellence, and I caught some of the game last night. It just, the team, I think the word you used when you watch the Brewers is relentless. Like, there's just, you can see it first couple innings, not a lot brewing, a little slow, and all of a sudden you get an infield hit, yell it, you get base runners on, and you just keep putting pressure on every at bat and every play, and you have speed throughout the lineup. It has just been a relentless pursuit of winning, and that's bred by Pat Murphy. So thank God nobody listened to Jesse and even broached the conversation, because Pat Murphy is setting the tone for a group of guys that have bought in. They've bought in a way we have not seen a team buy in. And every move that Matt Arnold has made seems to be making sense. And down in Chicago, our Cubs friends, they're all wondering, like, what did we do? Why are we in this spot? Because they're now, what are they, 4 or 5 games back?
Yeah.
It's an amazing transit. It's what has happened is nothing short of amazing for what this team has done over the last 50 or 60 games.
Another one of my favorite stats now. So the Brewers and Cubs started their series last Monday tied for the NL Central lead. The Brewers now have the second largest division lead in all of baseball. 4 games up on the Cubs here on August 6th.
That's amazing. Pretty amazing.
And over the span, this is underrated. Over the span that we're talking about, where the Brewers are 44-16, the Cubs had like the 4th best record in baseball in that stretch. It's not like they tanked or like things have gone poorly for them. They've been playing well too. We've just been that good. This has been amazing.
It is amazing. Not as amazing as Tausch's trip was to the Rocky Mountains and the Blue Mountains of Coors Light.
Oh, it's always Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. And when I was out in Golden, Colorado, well, whether you're tailgating, you're going to Red Rocks, doesn't matter what you're doing. Enjoy your experience with a cold Coors Light, brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged, because it is made to chill, refreshingly cold and only 102 calories. Coors Light, it is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company. Yeah, Golden, Colorado.
Steve the Homer True joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tosher here, inviting you to Throwback Thursday at the Pizza Hut in Platteville on Thursday, August 7th. From 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Enjoy special throwback prices on pizza, wings, fountain drinks, and more. I'll be at Pizza Hut in Platteville from noon to 2 after Wisconsin's practice, and I've invited some special guests to hang out as well. And when you stop by, enter to win a signed jersey or pizza for a year. Throwback Thursday at Pizza Hut, Thursday, August 7th, exclusively at Pizza Hut in Platteville.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
the most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Kia, you can browse their extensive inventory and find this month's specials at MetroKiaofMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership on the east side of Madison today.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. Over the past 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's top destination for player development and advancement, including over 468 college commitments and 27 MLB draft picks. Their facility in Windsor is the home of GRB Rays baseball and features over 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training. Tryouts for the 2026 summer season begin July 22nd. Find full training programs and register now at grbacademy.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is our crew.
Breaking ball, hit high, hit deep, left center! Bye-bye baseball! You have got to be kidding me!
Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. You making love.
Do you know what that music means? It's time for the Marquette men's basketball boys for the last 36 years. It's time for the hosts, co-host of God Talk, My Faith with Homer and Pip on YouTube, but most importantly, it's the host of the best 60 minutes of your day, allegedly, on ESPN Wisconsin, the Homer Hour. It is Steve the Homer True. Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. I have a job today I never thought I would ever need on this show.
Oh, dear.
I have to solve the disagreement that you and Tausch had about the grade for the Packers.
All right. Well, Homer, before you do that, I want to make sure because, and I'm not picking on Jason here, I don't think he fully understood where my head was. It's not about where this team is now.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Can I finish?
You just disagree. No, you can't finish because there's no point for your point. You two just disagree. Accept the fact that you disagree. That's all this is. It's okay. You're married.
All right. My point was that had you told me 2 years ago that this team was going to have their quarterback figured out, they had this roster where it's at, and was able to win a playoff game and be a playoff team for the last 2 seasons after transitioning, I would have said, that is fantastic. Sign me up. And not about, well, you regressed from last year. You didn't win a big game and all this. And that's all fair. But I'm saying you give the 2-year window, Pella window, a grade, and it's been really dang good. An A for me. And if you want to say A, B, or a B+, I'm not going to fight you on it. But to sit here and say that you're not excited about it, I have a hard time getting my head wrapped around it. That's all.
I gave a B+. You literally fought me on it.
You said B.
You said B. Hold on.
Yep.
How did you not hear me say I was listening to the show? Because you just repeated exactly what you said.
Yeah, but I had to make sure. Yes, but Jason kept going to, they didn't win a game in Philly and the low line. And yes, last year's the ending was super disappointing. But from a 2-year rebuild window, it's been awesome. It has been awesome when you replace a Hall of Fame quarterback with somebody that everybody doubted at Utah State if he was accurate enough. And here we are, and nobody is doubting that at this point right now. That was my whole point. Continue.
Okay. All right. Yes, you are correct. It is an A. Jason is wrong. However, what you neglect to mention is, which Jason may be alluding to, that I will speak for him, it's just like the Brewers today, August the 6th. It's August the 6th. The discussion you were having about the transfer of the Packers is true, but the first 2 years are the first quarter. If it does not elevate to a higher level, then the A for the first 2 years doesn't mean anything. Assess the 49ers after Steve Young. They moved in, I think, with Garcia. They probably got an A the first 2 years. How is the assessment post-Steve Young? Not good enough because the first 2 years are the first quarter. Yes, they get an A, but it's the first quarter and should not be assumed that it guarantees anything, which is why now things become way more important, because if you don't elevate, then you're just, I don't know, good, and that isn't worth much. And the problem is you have a team better in the division that you must pass. Otherwise, you become seeded so low in the playoffs, you have almost no chance to get to the level of success that you must get to, or the 2 years of A will mean nothing in 2 more years.
No, I won't disagree with any of that. Disagree with any of that.
Well, Jason?
Yep.
Mike Drew in the YouTube comments brings up an interesting question, or his position. 2023 is not when the transition started. It's not when the evaluation of Goody on the transition should start. It should start with the drafting of Jordan Love. Okay, so now if we change the timing of our grading,
that's not what I did.
That's not what I did. We know that's not what you did. I didn't do it either, but now we're using what Mike brings up and asking the question from a different perspective.
Okay.
If we start it with the drafting of Jordan Love in 2020 and the fire that it lights under the sometimes cantankerous, complicated fella quarterback, but also includes the 2022 season when they choose not to bring back Davante Adams and pay him, when they trade him instead, when their number one wide receiver is Allen Lazard in Aaron Rodgers' final season with the team, when they draft 3 wide receivers, when they draft 3 offensive linemen, all in that 2022 draft, What does your grade look like when you look at it through that lens?
I'll have to. Yeah, I don't.
Goody?
Yes, I believe that's what Mike's point is.
This is true. Not only, I mean, there's a lack of understanding that Ron Wolf tried to explain, and that is this is really hard. There are tons of mistakes made by great, even Hall of Fame GMs.
Mm-hmm. Including Ron.
For people to believe that great GMs also mess up gives people a misguided view of things. So what grade do I give Goody? Because he's, to me, more important than even the head coach. The GM always is, because you determine the players they have.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, he probably gets an A for the transition. But, again, if it doesn't continue good or get better because of his pick, then he's going to lose that. His change from quarterbacks for 2 years is an A. All those other concerns may, in fact, limit him from getting to the next level because he made so many bad picks or didn't make enough great ones. So he's on the same. Yes, he gets an A for transitioning from Rodgers. By the way, this crap about Rodgers being so much better because he was pissed is crap. He's always mad about something. So the fact that he was mad about that, he should get credit for playing really well because he played really well. That he did it because he was irritated. That has no concept of who or what Aaron Rodgers always is, and that is irritated about something.
So what exactly does Jordan Love have to look like, and what does this team have to do? Because, as you said, it's hard. There's a chance that they can do everything right and win a whole lot of football games over the next 5 years and still not win a Super Bowl.
Right, like the 49ers have been.
Right. I mean, think about how long it's been since the 49ers won a Super Bowl. They've been to 2. They didn't win them. And think about how long it's been since the Dallas Cowboys have been to a Super Bowl,
and
much
they will
less
never
won
win
one.
as long as Jerry is still alive.
So it's hard for me to think about how people are, like, at what point are people going to not feel great about the coach or the GM? Like, let's say they go 11-6 again, and they lose the first-round playoff game again. Let's say they're the 6th seed instead of the 7th seed this year.
Right.
And they lose on the road because that's hard to win on the road in the playoffs. How are people going to view Goody and Lafleur then?
I mean, you know the answer. They'll view they're good, but are they good enough? What do you do if you're president? You're not going to fire him. You give him another year. You know, it's
add
like
a
where
year to
they
their
at in Buffalo.
contract.
Look where they are in Buffalo. They're seriously considering firing that coach after this year. And I would if they don't make the Super Bowl. Just like they fired Tony Dungy, brought in John Gruden, and won a Super Bowl the next year.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Homer, what do you make of the Brewers right now?
August the 6th. Pat Murphy has a new problem that he didn't anticipate. Convincing his team they're not that good. They're not this good. But he wants them to believe that he thinks they're that good. They're not this good. They will be this good when they are the favorite to win the World Series on the betting line. Somebody check where they are now in terms of they have the best record in baseball right now. But knowledgeable baseball people would question whether they're better than Cubs, Mets, Dodgers, Phillies, or Padres. So it's great. It's unbelievable.
The question is how sustainable is this?
Yeah.
Like, this is not sustainable. 70% is not sustainable. So it really comes back to can you win some postseason games? Because what they've done this year has been unbelievable.
Unless they're this good. I mean, I don't think it. Maybe they're this good.
Are they?
So the
people that follow baseball that judge talent would say no.
So the latest World Series odds published yesterday by ESPN Bets. Dodgers are still the favorites at plus 240.
Yep.
Followed by the Philadelphia Phillies at plus 800 and the Detroit Tigers at plus 900.
Yeah, Tigers don't count. They're in the American League. What's the next team?
So now after that, I don't understand. Again, this is not my area of expertise.
Just keep getting them, the numbers get bigger.
But they flip from these pluses to then the Yankees and Mets are 10-1.
That's 1,000.
Okay,
So that's
the Blue Jays are 12-1.
1,200.
The Astros, Mariners, and Cubs. Again, this is
that's 4.
according to ESPN Bets.
Correct. That's 4 National League teams ahead of the Brewers.
14-1.
Yeah, 1,400.
And then the
Padres?
Brewers and the Padres are both 15-1.
Okay, so you have 4 National League teams the betting line say, and then the Brewers are tied for 5th.
By the way, after that, there is a colossal drop-off. After that, Red Sox 30-1, Rangers 40-1, Rays 75-1. Like 15-1 there's a huge ledge after that.
Yeah, so they have elevated themselves to be in the league with the Cubs, Mets, Dodgers, Phillies, and Padres, and no one expected that to be the case. And we'll see what happens when those numbers will change, and they probably won't change much until if the Brewers had a 4-game division lead September 1st, I would suspect the numbers to have changed of some note. Well, we'll certainly be ahead of the Cubs then.
So, Homer, let's say this thing continues on, and the Brewers are the 1 seed, and they win the division, and they're the 1 overall seed.
And they get a bye.
Are you going to? Will you be kind of clamoring that this team needs to win the World Series in order for it to be successful, or are you going to be like I think a lot of Brewers fans saying, you know what, there's still the economics of it and some things that just aren't fair, and we're going to be all right if they win 1 series and get knocked out? I guess the question is, will the expectations change for you if they win the division and have the best record in baseball, even though the Dodgers, Mets, et cetera, will be knocking there, and the Phillies with that monster payroll discrepancy?
Yeah, that's not relative to how the teams are playing. I mean, the numbers are accurate, but if they're at that point, then it will be a disappointment if they don't make the World Series. Yes. They will have earned that respect based on being in that position at the end of the regular season. I mean, just like the Packers, wherever you think they are now, if they won their division and they had the best, they were the number 1 seed in the NFC, I would be disappointed if they didn't make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
Homer,
we know that, and we've watched this now. I've been doing the show 9 years with Jason, and there's never been where the expectations were the Brewers need to win the World Series or it's disappointing. It's always, well, I mean, look at what we're up against, and look at this. And I've always felt like we've maybe, as Brewer fans, there's never the same amount of disappointment as there is when the Packers don't advance in the postseason.
Well, I can tell you the answer for that. That's easy.
What is it?
That people don't care about the Brewers like they care about the Packers.
No. I disagree. I think it's
the fan interest is in this state is, I don't know, 5 times as great for the Packers than it is for the Brewers.
I think it's more the economics and the realities that you're up against it. And now the Brewers, while they're still way up against it economically, if you have the best record, this isn't a 10-game season. It's a long sludge. Yep. And if they have the best, they should be favored to win the whole damn thing.
Right, but they're not because it's August 6th.
Okay.
How many games are left?
50?
Right. If they have a 4-game lead with 10 or 12 or then in the number 1 seed, I mean, there are people that are going to adhere to that, and with the belief that the overall talent level, unless some of these Brewer players, if Vaughn continues to hit like Babe Ruth, then maybe you'd have to reevaluate their talent level. That's why I'm really curious about Murphy to see how he handles this, because at some point he doesn't want you to think they're shocking the world. He wants you to believe, no, wait, we're this good. But the last thing he wants is his players thinking that. I mean, I guarantee he's saying, great, it's August 6th. Great, it's August 7th. And he'll go do that publicly if he thinks people are taking too much for granted and he never will because it's 162. And I don't know what I'm more curious about what he thinks privately, and maybe that's the same as what he says publicly. But they're not this good, and he knows they're not this good.
Homer, you ever eaten anything out of your pocket?
Oh, that stuff is crazy. No, I can't. Have I eaten things out of my pocket? Yes. But to eat something somebody else had in their pocket, this whole thing. And, I mean, he's a great manager. This is goofy stuff. This is weird stuff.
You're telling me, what have you eaten out of your pocket? Like a handful of peanuts?
Candy. Nothing that I don't put a peanut butter sandwich in my pocket and pull it out. What?
Unwrapped candy?
No. Yeah, like I might have
melt in your pocket.
No, not chocolate. Not chocolate.
Well, you have
you have
loose good and plenties in your pocket?
Like a jelly bean? A jelly beans
in
there?
Sure. Yes. Empty them out of the box.
Malted milk ball?
No, never. Again, chocolate is different. There's no way you're going to do chocolate in my melt. Good and plenty ain't melting. They last 20 years. Jelly beans last 20 years.
Skittles.
But let's discuss Murphy. But forget that he's a great manager. This is weird stuff, man. Didn't he talk about getting morning pizza and like out of the boxes and then putting it in his pocket? This is the weirdest eating thing I've ever heard.
I like it. I like it.
I don't care if you like it. This is the question.
I don't know if it's the weirdest eating thing ever.
All right, name
There's
another
a lot
one.
of people that do weird stuff with
Jason?
food.
Mel Kiper in like a bunch of ways.
Yeah, great example.
No, Mel Kiper has pumpkin pie every day. That's not as weird as putting stuff in your pockets and then pulling it out and eating it, and then somebody else taking a bite out of that. Isn't that what happened with the reporter?
Well, in fairness to Tricia, she pulled a piece off. She didn't actually bite. But yes, she did taste it, yes.
Okay. But, I mean, it's all accepted as positive because the team's playing well. I'm telling you this, if they were 30 games under 500, it'd be like, what do we want a manager? It's just so weird. He eats food off the ground or something like that.
You ain't wrong about that. You're not wrong about that. That winning gives you, you're creative. You're a little bit eclectic if you're winning.
Yep.
If you're losing, that's crazy behavior. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Sushi,
all right, Homer.
To me, sushi
August
would be.
the 6th.
You obviously can't have soup. You're not going to pour a bowl of soup in your pants. I think sushi's probably the toughest, pantsable food that you're going to eat. What's tougher to do than sushi?
Pasta.
Nah, I mean, it depends. Are you doing a striaccia? Are you doing spaghetti?
Like a spaghetti in a red sauce, and it's just in your
Well,
pocket.
I don't think I need to be a part of this. I'm done.
Yeah, I was
just
trying
said
to
you
let you go. You know.
You can't do liquids, Jesse. I'm talking hard food. Sushi, because it could bend off. You're going to get the raw fish. I think that's your worst pantsable, transportable food.
Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. David and his team have been doing this for more than 3 decades. They are the call to make if you've been injured in an accident. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666, or go to the website gruber-law.com. But don't be driving with pantsable food, trying to eat it, and then getting into an accident, because that's when trouble starts. We'll get into more of Tausch's pantsable food next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here, reminding you that from farm to table, there's no better product and no better taste than Grassland Dairy. I think it's safe to say that Green Bay's run of quarterback success over the last 3 decades has been the best in all of football. But even more impressive than that, the outstanding run that Grassland Dairy has been serving up delicious taste and high-quality butter since 1904. That's over 5 generations. Grassland's commitment to quality and excellence starts with the way farmers care for their cows and carries through every step of the process. They're proud to offer a wide range of reliable, delicious, nutritious dairy ingredients as they have for all these years. Butter better with better butter. There's no better product and no better taste than Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy, crafting butter for 5 generations. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Sleep better with Tempur-Pedic at Steinhoffels. Queen hybrids from $52 per month plus $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Shop now in-store or online. New OC Jeff Grimes impacting Wisconsin's offensive unit before kickoff. A hands-on tactic, keeping tabs with each position group. Offensive lineman Riley Molman taking notice and recognizing the difference it's made.
Coach Grimes has been awesome. I mean, it's really that he's not like with a specific position. He's really free to help coach every position. So you're kind of hearing a little bit from him in like the O-line room. Then he goes to the tight ends, QBs, and he's really sharing his knowledge and sharing the love around kind of the whole offense, which I think helps make it a more cohesive group.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft Greystone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft Greystone from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. In fact, we are Wisconsin's only Pella Platinum Premier Certified Contractor, and we've won Pella's prestigious National Contractor of the Year award 5 times. It's easy to get started. The process starts with homeowners meeting us at Siding Unlimited's amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Jim Rutledge here. It's officially camping season, which means I will be using my big blue truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. What does that mean? It means it's a customized buying experience. If you're an expert and you know what you want, they're happy to let you take the lead. And if you have a ton of questions, Aaron, Tyler, and the whole team at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb will make sure they can answer them all. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
We need to get back somewhat on the clock here. But before we do, I saw this on the video stream while we were in break. You got something cooking with Pizza Hut tomorrow?
Indeed, we do.
What are you doing?
Well, you guys know we've talked about Pizza Hut now for a few years. It just so happens that in Platteville, Wisconsin, there is a retro Pizza Hut. So I'm talking, I have not been in there yet, but you know those big, thick red cups? Oh. And I'm guessing like those lampshades.
Like stained glass lampshades?
Yeah. So I know that those are in play. Am I hoping there's a Galaga and a Miss Pac-Man video game set up there? I am. Are we hoping that there's some real good retro pricing on pizzas and on different sodas and things like that? We are, and there is. So myself and TBD will be out there post-practice tomorrow in Platteville. So if you're headed through the Driftless area and you want to grab some great Pizza Hut pizza, wings, breadsticks, whatever it might be, pop on out tomorrow from 12 to 2.
Jesse, have you been there? Do they have the old school like roof and everything?
I haven't been there, but I will be making the trip down tomorrow. I can promise you that. Woo! I will be going to take advantage of the great discount throwback prices. And this is only at the Pizza Hut in Platteville, where Tausch and mysterious company TBD will be set up in attendance.
Yeah. It's been let's just put it this way. It's been a little bit of a dicey process that we've gone through, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun, and there might be some. I can't get into any more details as we said. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to.
I am comfortable saying I think it will be a family affair in some capacity tomorrow. Can I say that? Can I leave it there?
Yeah, I think your pseudo dad is going to be there, and me and him, if he does come, which we believe he will, we may be dressed in some retro clothes. If you will.
Are you? But you're going to do the show from practice. You're not doing it from the Pizza Hut?
Well, practice just finished up. They started at 8:50 and finished at, I don't know, whatever time it is now.
11.
So yeah. We got plenty of time. I'm going to finish the show. I'll probably maybe start meandering down to Pizza Hut about 11:30 tomorrow. It might be part of the plan, and maybe do the last half hour from the local Pizza Hut in Platteville. Yeah, sit in a booth. Get me a soda and just sit back and relax.
Get the salad bar.
It's like right down the road from the football field, right? You're like, it's very
I will
close by.
I will give you full updates as I'm spending a day here. I'm going to watch some film and do some other stuff. I'm going to spend a day in Platteville, so I'm sure I'll be well versed on the city and where the retro Pizza Hut will be.
All right. Well, we look forward to that. That will be fun. And
what's the if there's one game in there, Jason, that you would be they could sit there and play for hours. What would it be? You know, the old, you sit down, the joystick on the table. Man, I remember spending some time waiting for my personal pan pizza after I read 30 books that month. What's the game?
Paperboy.
I loved Space Invaders. Space Invaders was great.
Ms. Pac-Man. Yeah.
Galaga was always my favorite.
Yeah. Space Invaders was the GOAT. But Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man probably are the games that you.
What was the one where you went around? I always hated this one. The one where you went around where you the thing grew as you collected the dots.
Centipede.
I hated Centipede. I was not good at Centipede, but it was like addicting how much I wanted to play it, even though I was so bad at it.
That's always tricky. Atari Baseball was the game. But that wasn't at Pizza Hut.
They didn't have it at Pizza Hut, right?
No, they didn't. That's what I just said. But Atari Baseball, when you start looking at old school games, the home run down the third base, it's just good stuff. It's just good stuff.
We got to get to the 11 o'clock hour with Tausch down in Platteville. Want to remind you to tune in to Behind the Bucks, which is on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks brings you exclusive access and untold stories about the greatest stars and moments in Bucks history. So go behind the scenes of Giannis's Emmy-nominated documentary, hear about the true origins of Bucks in 6, and more. Find Behind the Bucks on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and the new ESPN Wisconsin app. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. SportsCenter brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app, home to all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows at the touch of a fingertip. Plus, find featured content, enter contests, and more. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple and Android app stores today. The Milwaukee Brewers have never been this good at this juncture of the season. That is a fact. At 69-44, the Brewers 25 games over 500 after a 7-2 win over the Atlanta Braves last night. The fastest in franchise history to ever get to 25 games over 500. Again, in franchise history, the team has never been this good at this point in the season. Going for a perfect road trip, 6-0 tonight if the Brewers can get it done in Atlanta against the Braves. 6:15 first pitch. Jose Quintana on the mound for the Crew. Pre-game coverage starts at 5:40 following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Football, couple of practices going on this morning. The Packers, of course, up in Green Bay, getting set for preseason game number 1 Saturday night. The Badgers in Platteville, where Tausch is hosting Wilde and Tausch.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Starting late as usual. Begins now. And Tausch, I know you're focused on the Badgers today. You're at practice, or practice just wrapped up. But when I read you these names, tell me how many of them you recognize. Kalen King. Jonathan
Penn State, 7th round pick.
Jonathan Baldwin.
Nope.
Isaiah Dunn.
See, one of the Baldwin brothers, Steve and
he's the
Billy
lost Baldwin. Yeah.
Alec,
much younger brother. Yes. No. Isaiah Dunn.
Alec ever end up going to jail? What ended up happening?
He did not.
No, he did not.
No, he did not.
But I don't think he should have. But it had to been an accident.
But he's not hosting Match Game anymore.
Oh, no, it's
okay.
Martin Short.
Only Murders in the Building. Good show.
Isaiah Dunn.
Okay. And Bob Dunn's kid. All right, continue.
Kamal Haddon.
All right.
Tyron Herring.
I don't like pickled herring. That's one food. Like mint and pickled herring are two
bad
things.
in your pocket.
I probably need to put that in a fridge more. Limit my delving into things.
Herring as a pocket food.
Pocket herring.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't gonna work. That might be worse than sushi pocket sushi.
I think it is actually. Garnett Hollis Jr.
That sounds made up.
It is not made up. He is a rookie corner from West Virginia. And then finally, Bo Melton. We know him.
Yep.
We know that guy as a wide receiver. Those are the corners.
How many people, Jason, how many people on earth would you share a pickle with? How many people? Do you take a bite?
Do we have to eat it like?
Off
Do we have to eat it like Lady and the Tramp?
You do whatever you want with it. I literally get a pickle. I take a bite, and how many people are you handing a pickle to? Hey, here you go, and have a bite.
I don't know. Matt LePay took the other half?
No, Matt's not here today. We'll see Matt tomorrow.
Oh. I'm not eating somebody else's pickle.
You share a pickle with Fickle?
So, no, pickle with Fickle. So, would you with your wife? I would think yes.
Theoretically, but I don't like pickles.
Okay.
Does complicate the
Your
question.
kids? Your kids? Would you share a pickle with your kids?
I will say this. I have definitely, over the years, eaten food off of Madison's plate, Sydney's plate, or Paula's plate that they had bitten into, and I finished that item.
Okay.
Pretzel, sandwich, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. It's interesting to me. I just saw something, and I thought, that's super interesting. I think I would probably share more with people that I probably shouldn't when it comes to like, oh, yeah, here, hey, you're going to reach in, you're going to have popcorn. I don't think you should do that with pickles, but I probably would, if that makes sense.
What's your like Chad Clifton? Would you share a pickle
Yeah,
with
no, Cliffy,
Cliffy?
That's exactly who I was thinking. I am fairly certain at some point we went to a deli, and maybe there's like, oh, you want this pickle? And he took a bite, and then maybe I took a bite out of the other end of the I don't know. I don't think I do that now, but, when you're young and you feel immune to the world, probably not that big a deal. That was
do you think the Packers are in a bit of a pickle with their cornerback depth?
Nice.
Yes, I do. Obviously with the injury to Hobbs and what you're going to see coming up, I would think if you're going to say one spot that they're heavily scouring depth charts and who might be available for a 7th-round pick late if you want to really secure somebody. I think was it Oakland just traded one of their corners to Philly, and you're kind of like, but Philly knows what they're doing. Maybe Green Bay should have been delving into that. I would think that is where Brian Gutekunst and his staff are probably focusing the most on grabbing somebody at the end of this training camp that can come in and maybe find a role on this football team, because you just went through the names. And I said before, if Bo Melton has got to cover Amon St. Brown in the opener, things have gone haywire. And I don't think it's as far-fetched of a thought as it was when in minicamp you were saying, oh, he's over there. That's fun. He's over there playing DB. Well, it's fun until it's not fun. And it will not be where Green Bay is going to be thriving if they got to put Bo Melton out against Detroit in September.
How much corner do we think Bo Melton's going to play in the preseason? Like, to me, that becomes the most compelling thing to watch for in the 3 games.
I would think a ton. I would think an absolute ton. Wouldn't you, Jason?
Yeah, look, they're going to play all these guys. I do think they have to play guys that they might need readier sooner. Like, he has gotten work. I'll tell you this. He's gotten work with the 1s and the 2s at corner. So maybe they see him as further along in that process than I would have thought they would see him at this point.
You still do those. You still do the locks and the keepers and all that on Channel 3000, or is that just an old school newspaper thing?
No, I still do. I don't. I
Where
do
is
locks
he right now? Where is Bo
to
Melton
make the roster?
Right, yeah, is he a bubble guy?
The categories I do is lock, looking good, on the bubble, or in trouble.
Ooh, bubble in trouble. That rhymes. That's good. All
Fickle
right, where is
pickle.
he at? Where is he?
I think he's looking good. Not a lock. He's definitely not a lock. But, again, I think their special teams commitment to him, I think he's going to make the team based on that, and then he'll just happen to have a CB next to his name on the depth chart, even though he's really just a special teams guy trying to learn how to be a CB.
Okay.
But we'll have to wait and see how it plays out.
All right, so right now, if you're putting out, Detroit comes out with 3 wides. Bullard's out there. What's the lineup?
Now. It's Valentine on one side and Nixon on the other. The problem here is what happens next, right? And while Lafleur said this morning that Bullard has had an awesome training camp, outstanding was the word he used. That's great. But if Bullard gets hurt, you have to move Nixon inside, and you got to play one of these other guys at outside corner. Right now, I think that next guy is Corey Ballantyne, who just got here yesterday. Like, I don't think it's Kalen King, right? Because you already got Carrington Valentine on the other side. Brian Gutekunst said when he cut Jair, I feel really good about our top three. They've got 96 career starts among them. He had that stat at the ready. But now you're missing Hobbs, and if he's not ready for the opener and Keyshawn Nixon breaks a chin strap or Javon Bullard blows out his shoe and he needs new cleats, somebody's going to have to play in the meantime.
Yep.
And right now, it's Bo Melton, who is playing the position for the first time. It's Kalen King, who did not play a single snap for this team last year. Or it's Corey Ballantyne, who they just brought back yesterday. That's a tough spot to be in when they go three wides. And again, this is the point of it's great that they have three guys they like. And right now, they're still okay. Right? They're still okay. They really like Javon Bullard in the slot.
Again, I can only go off of what social media is telling me. Bullard got smoked yesterday is what social media said.
Yeah, Matt Lafleur says he's been outstanding.
And make no mistake about it. You're going to see him tested if and when he is your slot corner. I would bet Detroit will look at that and say, all right, we like that matchup. And then maybe Bullard rises up and does it. He's going to get plenty of opportunities to show what he can do if he indeed is going to end up being that guy.
Again, if they have Hobbs back for the opener, great. And then they're in a really good spot. And as long as they stay healthy, they're in a really good spot. Because then they've got four guys for three spots in their nickel. That's awesome. It's a great place to be. But they're, again, one more injury away now from being in some peril, trying to match up with Jamison Williams and Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown and all the guys coming to town on September 7th with the Detroit Lions. All right, before Tausch tells us about Hard Rock Casino Rockford, we need to get a caller for trivia. Jesse, what is today? Today's Wednesday. I assume that someone either has sent you Wisconsin Geography Wednesday trivia or you have conjured it up yourself.
I have conjured it up myself. It is Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. I think it's been a really long time since all of us have been together for a regular Wednesday show. Because training camp, I'm going to say that didn't count because I was all over the place. Besides that, Jason was off, I was off, Tausch has been off. It's been a long time since we've had a traditional Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. And
I've
that's
missed
what we
one
have today.
Wednesday. For the record, I've missed one Wednesday in the last 4 months.
But
just for the record.
It was
Just
cumulative.
telling you.
Jason missed a
I
couple.
understand.
I missed a couple.
Yeah.
You missed one.
Caller 12 right now for Wilde and Tausch trivia. Caller 12, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. You will play
Now,
trivia
Fridays,
if you are
missed a
caller
bunch of
12.
Fridays. That's fair.
Coming up next after Tausch tells us.
Missed a couple Mondays. Sure.
Are you missing this Friday or are you going to be with us on Friday?
No, I'm here. I'm here. Where would I be on Friday?
Well, I don't
back,
know.
baby.
You had mentioned some sort of scheduling
Well, you know what?
change.
Anywhere?
No, that's next Friday. I might be headed to the Rockford Casino, Hard Rock. If I want to have a great time, that's where I'm going to head. And you know what? It only takes an hour to get there. Features over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment space, 1,300 slots, 50 live table games, a sports book, and that rock shop that I keep telling you about. And Terry Bradshaw was there. I think. Who else is coming? Kevin Hart. Who else is coming down to the Hard Rock Live entertainment venue? But it is a beautiful 23,000 square foot premium concert and event space. Features more than 1,000 feet of LED screens to enhance the experience for up to 2,000 guests. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90, about an hour from Madison in Rockford, Illinois.
Caller 12 plays trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Toscher here, inviting you to Throwback Thursday at the Pizza Hut in Platteville on Thursday, August 7th. from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Enjoy special throwback prices on pizza, wings, fountain drinks, and more. I'll be at Pizza Hut in Platteville from noon to 2 after Wisconsin's practice, and I've invited some special guests to hang out as well. And when you stop by, enter to win a signed jersey or pizza for a year. Throwback Thursday at Pizza Hut, Thursday, August 7th, exclusively at Pizza Hut in Platteville.
The biggest games,
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
the most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 12th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in August 12th at 6:40 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Get your team ready and spend your fall evenings with MSCR on the basketball and volleyball courts. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Registration for Madison School and Community Recreation's adult fall volleyball and basketball leagues is now open. Men's, women's, and all gender leagues are forming now for play beginning in early October at locations all around Madison. MSCR Sports Leagues offer fun for every level of player and welcome all participants. For more information and to register, go to mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
This update is sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you.
Following Brewers Sunday home games, all kids ages 14 and under can come down to the field and run the bases at American Family Field, courtesy of Aurora Healthcare. The post-game Kids Run the Bases line begins along the first base line on the field level.
Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Wes Hodkowitz of Packers.com. Quay Walker is back in pads and taking part in some drill work. But in the first 11-on-11 period of practice, it's Jordan Morgan still at left tackle. 11 on 11. So there you. That's your update from practice. Time now to play some trivia. Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Danny in Madison. Danny, hello again. Welcome to trivia.
What's up? How we doing?
We're doing super with one small exception.
Okay.
Jesse, you haven't sent me the questions.
Ooh. I sent them about 30 minutes ago.
Classic.
If you don't have them, I don't
Classic
know what
Jesse.
to tell you. Would you like me to read the questions?
Would you? What movie would you like to see? Yeah, Jesse, read the questions. Jason, I'll compete.
All right, I have forwarded
Should be
one
fun.
more time, Jason. You have 10 seconds to receive them.
I have them now.
Hey!
They've arrived. Thank you for forwarding them. Question number 1, Danny, is this. The Northwoods League's softball team, named the Nightmares, plays for a league championship tonight at Warner Park. Which Wisconsin city is home to the Nightmares? Is it Madison, Wisconsin, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, or Your Worst, Wisconsin, which of course would make them the Your Worst Nightmares?
Oh, that's funny.
This is a good question. Eau Claire.
Danny, where are you from?
I'm from Madison. I didn't even know there's a softball team here.
Have you heard of Warner Park, though?
Yes, that's my B.
Okay. All right. That's
My
all right.
B. That's good accountability.
I love
There's
the
a
accountability.
Trumaner.
Exactly.
There's a Trumaner.
We're going to bounce back.
All right, Danny, question 2. So this doesn't turn into a Nightmares of a trivia contestant opportunity. Question 2 is
They're
this.
hosting the Minot Honeybees tonight, if you were wondering. Minot Honeybees and the Madison Nightmares for the Northwoods League softball.
Hey, it's Minong. I don't think it's Minot.
Where is? I don't even know where it is. I've only ever seen it written.
Okay.
How do you say it?
Check it out.
Minot?
Minong.
M-I-N-O-T.
Yeah, I think that's where they make beef jerky. But correct me if I'm wrong. Continue. I don't want to give away any other. I don't want to give away. I don't want to give away any more clues.
So my not, my no, my not, my naw is in North Dakota. Am I right?
I don't have any sounder for that.
It's not South Dakota.
Just wait. It's not Minong up north, northern Wisconsin.
No, M-I-N-O-T.
Jerky country. They make jerky up there.
It is the correct pronunciation of Minot, North Dakota is Minot.
Minot.
Where's Minong then? That's up north. And they make jerky.
Hey, Danny. Danny,
Yeah.
I feel like after suffering through this, we should give you a mulligan on question 1.
I'm with you. I need it.
Here's question 2, buddy.
Minot.
Minong.
I might not get to ask the question if we keep this up.
That's pretty good.
Longitudinally, which of these cities, home to a WIAC college, is located farthest east?
WIAC.
Farthest east.
Oh, God.
I think it's WIAC. I'm sitting here at a WIAC school. I think it's WIAC, but continue.
Is that WIAC school?
Don't say Minot.
Stevens Point, Menominee, or Whitewater? Which one is farthest east? Farthest east.
Minot? No, Whitewater. Whitewater.
Yes, indeed. Well done, Danny.
Well played.
Well done. All right,
That was
question
good.
3. A chance for the rare. Miss the first, get the last 2 right. Harrison Stockbridge, and Pipe are all communities in Wisconsin located on the banks of which body of water?
Jeez.
Are Harrison, Stockbridge, and Pipe located on Lake Michigan, the Mississippi River, or Lake Winnebago?
Lake Michigan.
I didn't know this one either.
That's a tough one.
It's a really
It's
tough
hard.
one.
Eastern end of Lake Winnebago.
I was going to guess Winnebago. Great walleye fishing there.
We
Really good walleye fishing.
Beef jerky.
We drove through these
No,
communities.
that's mine.
The inspiration for this question is we drove through these communities at 11 o'clock last Thursday picking up the dogs that we're dog sitting for the week.
Which you're not complaining about at all.
Nope.
You're happy to do it.
Not this guy.
Danny, you only got one right. Gives you 2 entries into Friday's drawing.
You might not win.
I knew it. I
Oh,
knew
good.
I should have gone there first because I knew you were going to steal it from me. Well done. Danny, we appreciate you being a good sport and being supportive and loyal to the show, buddy. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
I love you guys.
That was fun.
All right. That was
You guys had
that-
fun. I had fun.
That was very fun. Not as much fun though as I had when Bucky Badger joined our show on Monday from the ESPN Madison Open at TPC Wisconsin and headbutted you with his nose.
Roughed you up a little bit.
And Bucky was a little, I'm not going to lie to you. Bucky's a little irritating that day, but he's not in general. I love Bucky, even when he's trying to give me a concussion. And for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you, proudly serving Wisconsin. Doesn't matter if it's in Minong, Minot, Kenosha, doesn't matter. They're there to help you with your financial goals. And people ask me, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, I wanted to keep my banking local. I love their member first service and I love perks, but even with Bucky annoying me, can't say no to that funny little fella. And if you love Wisconsin like I do, you can't just pay with anything else. Fandom makes you do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did, federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
Whoa! Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for the great team at Everlight Solar. There's a bunch of energy and excitement around the start of brand new football seasons in Green Bay and Madison. And speaking of energy, the start of a new football season could also mean the start of a new way to power your home. How would you like to start saving money while also helping save the planet? All you have to do is make the switch with Everlight Solar. Our family is one of many who have made the switch to solar over the last several years. We knew we had wanted to, but weren't exactly sure where to even start. That's when we met with the Everlight team, and they outlined the entire process and educated us on the benefits of making the switch. It was super simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
So since I didn't go to college, can I just claim one, like Wisconsin?
We should campaign for schools in the state of Wisconsin to give Matt free stuff.
All the UW schools. Where would you take your honorary degree?
Literally anywhere. Literally anywhere. Clown school.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals help fuel my love for acting. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Milwaukee baseball was born in the Emerald City, but any ties to the Pacific Northwest were cut loose decades ago. Pella has an interesting history as well. Born in Pella, Iowa, but their century-long history of crafting quality windows and doors there continues to this day. Designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, get long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best racers since 1955. Camp on site all weekend, free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. GT World Challenge America is up next August 15th through the 17th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life. Hey, my name is Stacy Bruner. I was Bucky Badger from 2010 to 2014. My most memorable sports moment was running out the flag at the 2013 Rose Bowl versus Stanford. Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Time now for an abbreviated Whoa, Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Hey, Jess, do you care if I interject quickly?
Go for it, old T.
So Kevin Clark does the This Is Football podcast, and he's had Jordan Love on raving about Aaron Rodgers and the leadership that the things that he taught him. Matt LaFleur's on there raving about quarterback, which I watched. I've watched both seasons, Kirk Cousins and trying to think who else was on there this year, Goff. And I just want to make a prediction. I think Jordan Love's going to be on quarterback next season. I think they're filming, and I think Matt LaFleur says, I love, and this is a quote, he loved watching the Dan Campbell's approach before their matchup last year and the insight that the guys he's coached, Goff and Kirk Cousins, provided. It makes me feel like somebody's really open to it. I think Jordan Love is going to be open. I think he's going to be on there next year. Just a prediction. It's my 2 cents. And that's the rest of the story. Jason, am I crazy to think that?
I don't think you're crazy. And I hope you're right.
Yeah, me too. We could provide great. Again, I know Mark Murphy made a big thing about not being on Hard Knocks, and I get it. This is more controlled. And correct me if I'm wrong. When has Jordan Love done anything off the field that hasn't been an A? His little players trib thing the other day, how he carries himself. He's navigated these 5 or 6 years off the field. I don't know where he's misstepped. Do you have a misstep?
Nope, I do not.
We want to learn more about him. Everything you learn about him, you like. Like, be more. I think the thing that you criticize him is he's kind of boring, and he doesn't have a ton. Let's see it, because I think there's a lot there.
There's a lot of there. I'm Team Tausch on this one. May not have been Team Tausch earlier today, but I'm definitely Team Tausch on this one.
You didn't understand my point. That's what. So
I love it. I would appreciate it if you didn't tell me what I did or didn't understand.
From my perspective, you didn't understand.
Whoa, Nelly! That button's coming in handy. It's almost like Tausch is back in the production room.
Enough beef between you two. I got beef to pick
No
with another.
beef.
I got a beef to
It's a
pick with
misunderstanding.
another. Well, I actually have two things on beef to get to here real quick. So one is with the Kyle Bruston Nortman squad in the afternoon. We had a
They are in your head. They are in your head.
They do group think, and you do them think.
It's amazing.
Yesterday, we had a preseason ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day crew meeting. We always do this before the start of the season. Get together, brainstorm some ideas, talk about what we're looking for the show this year. Just kind of get together with everyone because we all come from different places. So Brad Nortman was part of that. And
Norty.
We decided, since Brad comes up to Madison for every game throughout the season, it's not the shortest drive for Brad from his place of residence. We decided we were going to go down by him in the Oconomowoc area last night. So Adam Mertz, Riley Yauk, and I, we hopped in the car, and Mertz, he drove separately, but we drove down to Oconomowoc. And we ended up, I got home late. It was like 11:30. I got home finally. It was like, it's pretty late night.
That is late.
Thank you for your service.
He didn't want to get together till like 8 o'clock, which, okay, it's we're pushing it a little late, but understandable. And then the Kyle Bruston Nortman squad flips this on all of us, saying we're soft, Mertz and Riley and I, by driving down to go visit Brad when we're doing something nice to accommodate our guy.
Why does that bother you?
Because it's false. That's why.
Because nice.
It's garbage.
When
I
you
can
do
see why that
something
would bother
nice
you.
for someone, you shouldn't be criticized for it and be called soft. We're doing him a favor. You're welcome. That's a nice thing. And then, this show's got no backbone.
Totally
Clearly they got
agree.
no backbone. Shame
What
on
show
them.
has no back? Just wait. What show has no backbone?
The College Game Day pregame show.
Not
this year.
Wilde and Tausch, because, by the way, he's telling you not to let them in your head, but for a second, he thought they were referring to our show, and he was getting his hackles up. I guarantee.
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
No, I know. I knew exactly what he was talking about. I'm saying, why I don't understand. You framed it perfectly. Now, I'm assuming, here's the question. Nordy provided dinner for you guys, right?
He bought a round. He didn't buy everything.
Oh, you didn't go to his house?
No, we went out. We met him at a place, but they stopped serving.
Did they have ice cream?
The first place we got there just after 8. They stopped serving at 8. So he says, before we sit down, you want to go to a different place. So we got right after driving an hour. We got back in the car and drove another 10 minutes to a different place.
Okay,
You're
Nordy,
like Elton
Nordy.
Jenkins at a strip club in Atlanta.
Here's the deal. Nordy needs to host you guys at his house and bring food in for you guys driving down. You're doing this as a nice gesture to Nordy. He's got a palatial estate out there. Nordy needs to host and provide dinner and drinks for you guys driving down. That's what needs to happen.
Well, that was not the invite we received.
That's in poor taste by Nordy.
Well, see,
Nordy should do that. And at worst, he should take you to a restaurant and at least grab a round of beers or whatever.
He grabbed a round. Yeah.
I think he
Coors
should have
Lights.
hosted.
I didn't
First,
see
he
an
didn't have to-
I didn't see an
he didn't have to leave the
IPT
house.
coming against Nordy. In
Yeah,
this
I was
equation.
here to defend our guy and say we did him a favor and come after the other KBN crew members, and now
Listen,
you're
man,
lumping him in and saying it's his fault.
With Brust, you
been
know
a
what you're
lumping.
getting. I'm not going to lump Kyle in with anybody, but with Brust, you know what you're getting. He's an antagonist. That's what he likes doing. Nordy, you could have easily said, let's meet halfway, but you said, I'm going to come down by you. Nordy's got that beautiful house down there. Nice patio.
Wait, have you been to
Beautiful night for a
Nordy's
patio.
house?
I know Nordy's house. It's beautiful. And just, you know what? Throw a pizza in. I don't know. I think he hosts when you drive down, or at least offers that hosting. So I'm actually more irritated with Nordy than I am with Brust on this.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to press the issue, But have you been to Nordy's house or not? You said you're familiar with his house.
What does that
Are
mean?
you like a real estate broker on the side? You sold it to him?
Zillow. I go to Zillow. I'm a big Zillow.
I have Airbnb'd at Nordy's
I
house.
have done Airbnbs. I've never looked them up or purchased it. I've let other people do that. But
just curious.
Guarantee you one thing: Nordy hosts an Airbnb. I bet you got to snake his sewage system and take his garbage out.
Wouldn't be the first time that you had to do that. All right. That is Whoa Nelly. Who else do you have beef with, though, before we move on?
We don't have time for it.
Wait, just tell us who it is.
Literal beef came up on Unsportsmanlike this morning. Michelle Smallman, Freddie Coleman, and Harry Douglas.
Did they give Joe Thomas some run?
Joe Thomas was on the show, and he talked about his Hall of Fame beef. And I decided as I was parking my car in our garage here, I had just finished listening to the segment. They went to commercial break. I sent Michelle Smallman the video of Joe Thomas sharing his Hall of Fame beef with us. And she didn't respond for 2 hours. And I thought, was that weird?
Oh, no. You feel like you overstepped?
50 seconds. Like, yeah, we have good relationships with a lot of people from ESPN, and then just you walk the line sometimes. How friendly are we? And I decided, maybe sending Michelle Smallman a video of Joe Thomas and I dangling beef in front of the webcam might have crossed the line.
Oh, no, that's funny. She still has not replied to this point?
No, she did. She has. I think we're good.
What did she say? Please stop sending me meat pictures. Is that what she sent?
Please delete this number. Yes.
Unsubscribe.
You've been put on the same wavelength that Jeff Passan puts now. She's changed your contact information to do not answer. All right. We need to wrap things up.
Beef.
It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson to tell you about Madison School and Community Recreation. It is that time of year. Get your team ready and spend your fall evenings with MSCR out on the courts. Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Registration for Madison School and Community Recreation's adult fall volleyball and basketball leagues is now open. We're talking men's, women's, and all gender leagues forming now for play beginning in early October at locations all around Madison. And I know what you're thinking. It's middle of August. What are we doing already signing up for something in October? That time is going to fly by. All these football seasons are starting up. Volleyball seasons. You don't want to miss out. Get that team together. Start the conversation right now and sign up with MSCR. Again, MSCR adult volleyball and basketball leagues offer fun for every level of player, and they welcome all participants no matter your skill level. For more information and to register today, go to mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org. Madison School and Community Recreation, volleyball and basketball league. Sign up now.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. New OC Jeff Grimes impacting Wisconsin's offensive unit before kickoff. A hands-on tactic, keeping tabs with each position group. Offensive lineman Riley Molman taking notice and recognizing the difference it's made.
Coach Grimes has been awesome. I mean, it's really that he's not with a specific position. He's really free to help coach every position. So you're kind of hearing a little bit from him in the O-line room. Then he goes to tight ends, QBs, and he's really sharing his knowledge and sharing the love around kind of the whole offense, which I think helps make it a more cohesive group.
For long-lasting comfort and reliability, our craftsmen make it easy to trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family-owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping, heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Jesse, you get the last word, or maybe a YouTube commenter does.
From Dr. Denver Dan in the YouTube comments on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream, I give today's show a B+, but it could be an A- depending on your perspective.
Oh, God.
That's it for us today. Tausch will be at practice tomorrow. Maybe if I can get cleared by Doc, I will be as well. I'll have to ask him because I follow doctor's orders unlike other people.
You're taking up more of his time?
He called me last night to check on me.
Ah, jeez.
That's the kind of friend he is. That's it for us today. Good lesson in what a good friend somebody looks like. That's it for us today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.